Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Alex Dworkin and I'm a managing partner at 40 Capital. We specialize in a very unique mathematical approach to the stock market where we calculate the market in three-dimensional space with time being the fourth dimension. And on top of that, we use a number of timing mechanisms that we've developed over the years, very unique, that allow us to essentially predict the stock market and individual stock with incredible accuracy in both price and most importantly time. And we can typically do it on multiple time frames, whether it's long-term or short-term, doesn't really matter. If the structure is there, we're able to find it. I personally believe our work is nearly identical to what Jim Simmons was able to accomplish at Renaissance Technologies, if you're familiar with Jim. So we're doing a series of videos, as you know. Today we're going to be looking at copper futures. This is our weekly stock that we follow, not a stock, but a commodity that we follow, and then we update every twice a year actually. So this is the update for copper. Now, copper has been following our projections since this bottom up pretty closely, and we are currently approaching an important time for copper that is located right here. Let me click on this juncture, which shows up as December 2025. Now, let me very quickly describe what you're looking here at the chart, because we do have a number of new subscribers to the channel and a lot more people watching our videos, so it's very important to mention it. For those of you who have been following us, it's going to be self-explanatory, but basically what you see here at the top and the bottom of the chart, the triangles are called cycle composites, and basically cycle composites are very similar to Hurst cycles, and what they allow us to do is they allow us to predict exactly in time where any particular stock or the overall stock market will either top and bottom. Now, the bottom composites are responsible for the bottoms and the top composites are responsible for the tops. This is very unique in terms of cycle analysis. What makes matter even more complicated is there are multiple composites running in any given market or in individual stocks at any given time. So for example, in the Dow Jones, there are two bottom composites and two top composites running at the same time. But if you know how to put them together, you essentially can replicate this, the actual two-dimensional time and price chart for any particular stock that you're looking at. So that's a timing parameter. Now, when we look at it from this point of view, it is clearly indicated that this particular commodity, copper in this case, will top right here in or around December 6th of 2025. Now, this is a long-term cycle, so it has a certain margin of error associated with it, and in this particular case, it is approximately plus or minus 2 months. So within that time window, we will see the top for the commodity, and I'll talk about the actual termination price here in a second. So the line you see on the chart are cycle clusters, we call them. So our software has the ability to scan the chart back, identify our proprietary cycles that we have, and then project them into the future. But this is what we found over the years is something very interesting. The important turning points, depending on the time frame you're looking at, but the important turning points typically happen when multiple cycles arrive at the same time. So if a singular cycle arrives, well, maybe you'll get a turning point. But if there are 2, 3, 4, 5 cycles arriving at the same time, particularly if those cycles are longer term powerful cycles, you can rest assured we're going to have an important turning point associated with whatever the stock or the overall stock market you're looking at. So in this particular case, we have a confirmation from this cycle cluster that says that yes, let me click here on the line. Yes, as you can see, prior cycles identify prior bottom, important bottom here and important top here. So this particular cycle says yes, we're going to have a top, or we're going to have a turning point here. And considering the overall structure of the commodity at this juncture, then it is very clear to identify that it's going to be a top. So this one arrives on October 10th. And it lines up with this particular December 6th, remember, plus or minus 2 months margin of error associated with it. Now, once this stop is put in place, the commodity is expected to decline into this bottom. Now, this cycle needs to be adjusted a little bit, but I believe third quarter of 2026 is when the bottom should arrive. Now, typically, this would incorporate, or this would entail that we're going to have a fast move Sometimes we talk about fast moves because the time window between this mid-cycle top and this mid-cycle bottom is quite short. Let's say approximately 6 to 8 months, and that's quite possibly could happen, but our price calculations suggest that perhaps not. Okay, so because in this particular case it is mid-cycle top and bottom, so if we were moving out of a major bottom or major top, it is definitely could be the case, but in this particular situation it's unlikely to happen. So we'll keep our eyes on it, but it doesn't show up as something that is could be very profitable in our case. So we have the dots you see on the chart are all possible termination points for this particular rally, and as you can see here, we line up with 615 for copper futures is a good point. This point also works. It is 608, and so yeah, basically a bottom here, or I'm sorry, basically a top here in around October, and then a decline into the third quarter of 2026 is what our software and our calculations and our own work essentially confirm this, suggests for copper. Now let's look at the price in terms of the termination point for it. This is yet another representation of our three-dimensional calculation, so it's a little bit complex. But the green regions here is the final termination point for this particular rally, where the copper is going to stop and top out. And as you can see, let me click here and see if it shows up the price. Yeah, so between 634 and 596, so let's say 625 plus or minus 25 cents for copper to top out. And once the top is put in place, our software has the ability to calculate where it's going to go next. And as you can see here on the chart, it's not projecting a significant move in this particular commodity. And that's one of the reasons we're not particularly excited about it. So, you know, it's going to decline 10, 20, 30% or so. And being on the short side in a volatile commodity such as copper is not advisable, let's put it that way. So that's it for the copper. We'll be back with another update tomorrow. I think we're going to be looking at one of our fast movers, our system generated. If you recall, I just talked about the possibility of a fast move between the top here and the bottom, and it's unlikely to happen here because, 1 second, somebody's calling me. Let's cancel that. Because of our three-dimensional calculations. So anyway, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your time. I do encourage you to sign up for our webinar that's going to be happening next week. That's the only place where we're going to talk about our overall stock market projections, which I believe we will find quite interesting. We also have a free trial associated with our services. It's quite expensive, but if you send us a request, links in the description of this video will hook you up with a free trial, and you can check out stocks similar to this. You can see our super equities, we can see our fast movers, you can see some of the major mega caps associated with the primary indices, and essentially we tell you exactly what they're going to do in both time and price going forward. So I think people have never seen anything like that, and they're going to be able to find it quite helpful for their own trading and investment. So thank you very much for your time. We'll be back with another update tomorrow. Bye-bye.